Yeah, what, if it's okay with you, I'd like to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
What got you interested in acting?
Oh, I don't know. Let me think about this.
Okay.
My earliest memory was watching television, and my dad said that I pointed at the television set and asked him how I could climb in there, because I wanted to get in with all of the actors and play with them. And I was like, and then he explained to me that, there's not really people in there. And so I guess I figured out how to climb my way in real life.
And then some. Yeah, you had a modeling career, and you did.
No, really. You introduced me as a model. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not a model.
you were. For a little while.
I did like rubbish stuff, like stuff that you wouldn't be proud to talk about, like as in like, boring stuff.
At some point, you had it on your resume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Slight exaggeration, but there we are.
See, every time you tell the truth, you get a piece.
Oh, truth candy.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
all right,
welcome.
I'm gonna get real honest.
Ooh, is it? I gave this young lady her very first American Tootsie Roll.
He did. It's good.
And she liked it.
I understand what the hype is all about.
There you go.
A Tootsie Roll is good.
Mm-hmm, indeed.
That's funny in a Scottish accent.
So,
Tootsie Roll.
we should probably get one of your signature roles. The role of the soothsayer in the Doctor Who episode Fires of Pompeii.
My greatest role to date.
I know. And it's such a curiosity, the beginning of you, and there was another actor in it named Peter Capaldi. Whatever happened to him?
He's probably really struggling.
We wish you well, sir, wherever you are. Although it's funny, he's working with Mr. Gunn on
He's on Suicide Squad. It's like my worlds are colliding now. I'm like, what? James Gunn, everyone from Guardians, and also Capaldi. It's like everything's just psh.
Indeed. So you did that episode, and then when did you get another call saying, we would like to make you a companion?
It didn't really happen like that. I did the episode with a completely different team of people, and then all of the producers switched over.
Yes.
And so it was just completely coincidental, really. I just auditioned for the companion role, like a normal audition, thinking, this will never happen. This is so far-fetched. And then I gradually got called back, read with Matt Smith, and then got the role and couldn't believe it. Like, truly, I was like, this is not happening. This is not my life.
Up front, did they have any inclination about, we have an idea for an arc for your character, or is it just...
No,
you
not
learned everything
tell
when
you.
you got the script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know anything about River Song's identity or anything. Like, Moffat really doesn't tell you anything in advance until you get the script. And then you're like, oh, this makes sense. And I could have done all these things and I didn't know about it. But no, it's good. It keeps the element of surprise.
What did they tell you? Like, oh, by the way, River's your daughter, or is that a
spoiler?
And what? Yeah. Sorry. You know, sorry. So what was that moment like when you're like, oh?
I just remember being flabbergasted. Like, what is happening in this world? I don't understand. And Kingston knew the whole time, but she wouldn't tell us. So we would we were filming in Utah for an episode and we were trying to get her drunk to get information. She didn't cave. She wouldn't give us anything. And then I finally found out in the script and I was like, that is one hell of a twist.
So Alex knew something that nobody else didn't. That is so her and her character.
So her character. And Moffat, I think, just loved the idea that she is kind of really like River Song, like with all her mysterious spoilers.
Indeed. So, and then they needed some other really credible work, but I think people want to know, when did you get the call to, do you want to be in a superhero movie, but you got to shave your head?
Oh, that call. Yeah, that was for my agent, and they were like, will you shave your head? And I was like, what for? And they said Marvel, and I was like, yeah. That's pretty much how that went.
They didn't just say what character, it's Marvel, yes.
Yeah, no, they didn't give me any more information, and then I had to audition for the role a few more times in London, which was really cool and exciting, and do a screen test, and I was painted blue with a bald cap, and it was all just very exciting.
Very nice. And you've been directing
I
as
have.
well. You have. You did
Yeah.
again. Conventionals, very great film. In my opinion.
Thanks.
It's a wonderful
Short
little
film.
dark side of the convention experience.
Scary, yeah.
Indeed, indeed. But you have a new one coming out called Hoarding. Can you tell us
The
anything about
Hoarding.
that?
Yeah,
The
so I
Hoarding.
made another short film earlier this year, and it's way more horror than anything I've ever done before. What can I tell you? I don't want to give anything away because spoilers, but I'll put it on the internet at some point.
Yeah.
But it's full horror. We're talking like scary things jumping out at you, and you have to watch it in the dark with the sound up, okay?
You have a darker bent in your directing style.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
it.
a weirdo. Like because I'm like so happy and like up all the time. I mean, not like an insane person, but just like a light-hearted person. But then all the stuff that I make is really scary, and I don't know why.
Absolutely, absolutely. What's been your favorite memory of being associated with all these like great franchises and these wonderful fandoms? What do you look back on with pride?
I think it probably is the fans that come along with them because it's so amazing to have so many people just feel so passionately about what you're doing. It's so hard to find that for a project. And just to kind of come to these things and see people dressed up as you or other characters and just see how it affects people's lives is just amazing and extraordinary. So thanks, guys.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Well, thank you so much for indulging me. What I would love to do is I'm going to come on out there. So if everybody wants to
exciting.
line up at the microphone and ask some questions of this amazing young lady. All right, can I make this jump?
You got this.
All right.
Nice.
Not bad for a 50
You could be a superhero.
Hi, what's your name?
Emily.
What do you have for us?
So Karen,
Hi.
growing up as ginger redheaded person.
Yes, gingers.
There's not a lot, but a decent amount of redheaded people to look up to in film and movies like Ariel or Kim Possible. So I was wondering,
Both natural redheads.
I was wondering, who were your role models growing up that you really like identified with?
With ginger hair?
Yeah.
I think it was probably Ginger Spice from the Spice Girls, even though she's a fake ginger. You know, truly, I love her so much because she was like the driving force behind the Spice Girls. She was the one that really took them to the next level. And like, she was so strategic about it, and she's so driven, and she's not the most talented of the girls, but she makes up for it in spirit and drive and ambition, and I was like, that's something, you know, it's amazing. Can't believe how passionately I'm talking about this. Love her.
You were the first question, so you get two.
Oh,
Congratulations. Thank you.
wow.
Hey, what's your name?
Eleanor.
What do you have for us, Eleanor?
I just wanted to know, what was it like filming with Robert Downey Jr. on Avengers Endgame?
So cool. I was fangirling the whole time. I was like, I'm just staying here with RDJ, and I've abbreviated his name because we're like coworkers and stuff. And it was amazing. He improvises so much, and he's so creative and inventive, and encouraged me to be like that. I mean, truly, we improvised all of those scenes on the spaceship at the beginning, like all the games and a lot of the lines are improvised as well. And so it was just like so fun. I was like, I can't believe this is my job.
Cool. Thank you. Hey. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Jewel.
What do you have for us?
If you had any superpower, what would it be?
That's a good question. I think I would probably want to fly just to freak people out. Like right now, what would you do if I just started flying? You'd be like, what? And that would make it worth it.
What superpower would you pick?
Oh, I'm put on the spot. I have to think about
Teleportation?
No problem. Come back as it.
Spider-Man web shooting skills?
Wall crawling?
Probably Spider-Man's powers.
All right, right on.
Yeah, I kind of want those too.
We got
I
some
think those
Spider-Man
two.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Zoe.
Whoa, you look amazing.
Thank you. So my question is, Nebula starts off as this really kind of badass villain, and she makes this really amazing transition to be like one of the biggest heroes in Avengers. What was that like to have like that sort of that kind of character development, and did you see it coming?
It was so satisfying to kind of get to realize the character in that way, because me and James Gunn had always talked about the character in that way on the first Guardians film. but you just never know if you're going to get to explore that in the storylines or in the following movies. And then just to sort of get to explore all of that was mind-blowing because I really didn't expect it. I thought I was going to be filming for 8 days on the first Guardians film, and then I was going to die. And then I was like, wow, I'm going to survive another movie. Wow, I'm becoming a bigger role. Wow, we really get to see her whole evolution in Endgame and see her relationship with her father. And I was just over the moon. I was really, really excited.
Awesome.
Here, have a blue one.
Perfect.
Yeah. Come on up, boss. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Ben.
Hello.
My question is, how does it feel to be the third wheel between Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart in Jumanji?
The third wheel? There's 4.
Oh.
Wait, I don't get the question. Why are you going, ooh? Is this a joke that I'm not getting?
Here's your candy. Thank you.
Wait, what happened?
Nah. What was it like working with the two of them?
Oh, that was, okay. I thought there was like some like
Nah.
innuendo. Oh, okay. What?
About their bromance is what I was
Oh, bromance. Oh, okay. Yeah, I totally was a third wheel in the bromance. Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
it's
fine. Here's
amazing.
2.
I love working with those guys because they're always going at each other. I mean, it happens on camera and off camera. They have this relationship, and it's sort of just amazing to sit back and watch them constantly crack jokes at each other's expense. It's highly entertaining.
Cool. Thanks, boss. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Max.
Hello.
This might seem like a more conventional question you probably get a lot, but what's your favorite role or movie that you've worked on and why?
Oh, singing a song for no reason while I stall. I think my favorite film, as much as I am in love with Nebula, but I'm also in love with Amy Pond. It's got to be Amy Pond. I mean, come on. It was like my first big role, and it was so special and so cool and exciting, and I was 21, and I was like, I'm on top of the world. But also, I just did this other film, Gunpowder Milkshake, which was pretty cool. It's a female assassin movie, and I do so much action, I can't even believe that these spaghetti limbs are fighting people convincingly. It's extraordinary.
What's your favorite?
I'm very partial to Amy Pond. That was my favorite season of Doctor
Hey,
Who.
classic. Well, thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm also Zoe.
Hello.
Well, I was wondering, I know that Nebula and Amy are very similar, sassy attitudes. How are you able to make them different and not just be the same character?
Wait, who? Amy and who?
Nebula.
Oh, Nebula. Well, I think Nebula's very tormented and bitter and a sadist. And Amy is not. I hope. I think that she's definitely had some trauma in her life, especially with the doctor kind of leaving her. But Nebula is much more extreme. She has an abusive relationship with her father, or did. And also just physically, she's so different. I mean, the look and then also the voice, this kind of deep Marilyn Monroe style speaking voice and way of moving just helps me feel like a completely different person, nothing like Amy.
Thank you. Hey, boss, what's your name?
My name is Alex.
Hello.
I have to know, is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as goddamn charismatic in person as he is on screen?
Maybe more so, irritatingly. I'm like, how are you doing that? And how do I be able to do that? Yeah, he's truly what you see on screen is what you get. He is a really genuine, good person. All I see is him signing things for fans every day after work for an hour. It's we just shot for, 15 hours sometimes. And I just see him working so hard to keep the fan base happy because he really appreciates them. And it's so nice to see that. It's quite humbling.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Come on up. Hi, what's your name?
My name is also Alex.
What is happening?
So my question, so your movie Oculus
Yeah.
really, really stuck with me. It really freaked me out hours and hours after watching it.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Especially since, Especially since we have the big mirror, like old antique mirror in our house.
You had one, oh no.
Yeah. So,
Ooh.
do you have any fun stories from that? And do you have any horror movies that really stick with you afterwards?
Probably
That's
The
2
Shining
questions.
for me.
Right.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Busted. No, I like The Shining. I love that movie. I think it's the best horror film of all time, and it's really scary. Jack Nicholson coming up the stairs, like light of my life. It's so good. Oculus, I just remember laughing the whole time. And I know I meant to like maintain that it's a scary movie, but we just laughed the whole time because there was kids in the movie, so we wanted to keep it light and fun so they weren't traumatized. So I just had a really good time, and it wasn't very scary making the movie. It was quite funny shooting the scene where I bit into a light bulb. Did not do that for real, but it looked like it, and it was quite cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, Alex. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's Zoe.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Katrina, and this is actually my first con, so I'm really nervous. Sorry.
Oh, welcome to
Welcome,
Con
everybody.
World.
Round of applause for our first timer.
Yeah, and she's in a TARDIS onesie, nailing it.
So, with Nebula, how did you get into that mind space with such a dark character, and how did you portray that as well as you did?
Thank you. I guess that's my job, to try and have empathy towards characters that I can't really connect with in a way, but I try to find ways to connect with them. Certainly haven't dealt with an abusive relationship like that, but I can understand feelings of inadequacy or insecurity like every human being. So I kind of drew on that. And then also just kind of like developed this voice with James Gunn, which was kind of really helpful for me to get into the character and then play it with sincerity. Yeah.
Cool. One for a good question and one for being your first convention. Welcome.
Yay! So many candies.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Holly.
Hello.
So you've been a part of some really amazing projects with Doctor Who, breaking into the MCU, and now doing some directorial work. Are there any other big professional goals that you have, or maybe some dream roles that you'd really like to do?
Oh, good question. Dream roles. I think I would really like to play a role like Joker. Have you seen the movie? That's my dream role right there, because it's just like weird and unhinged, and it would be such a challenge for me to play because I'm hopefully nothing like that. And I thought he did a beautiful job on portraying that with the laugh and everything. So I would love to do something, not necessarily that character, obviously, but something in that sort of, with that vibe. That's what I would choose.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, Jedi. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Wesley.
Wesley.
So, just quick fun fact. There is a woman Joker.
What?
Yeah.
Why did nobody tell me this?
It is
Okay.
Bruce Wayne's mom in an alternate timeline.
No way. I'm going to DC tomorrow. That's it.
And my question is, whenever I see any Guardians or Marvel movie with Nebula in it, we see her take a big hit, and then it's like she repairs herself. How much of that was your physical movement, and how much of that was CG?
Oh, you mean this stuff? Literally, I'm doing that, and then they enhance it with CGI. But I am like down there, and me and James will work all the movements. So I start off like this with my jaw out, and I'll be like, and then get up. It doesn't look very good now, but it was better on the day, I promise. Yeah, no, I'm doing it. I want to know more about this Joker. So is she like a popular character in the world of fandom?
She was kind of a one-off, but a recent addition.
Oh, it's
so
recent.
There's potential.
Okay, interesting.
There you go. Here, have a green one for Joker. There you go. Hello, young lady. What's your name?
My name's Naomi.
Hi.
What do you have for us, Naomi?
I have a question. In Doctor Who, which one of the episodes you acted in is your favorite?
That's a great question. I'm going to choose the 11th Hour, which is Amy's first episode, because my little cousin plays the younger version of Amy, and she's so good in it, isn't she? I mean, what a little star. She's not little anymore. She's really tall like me. It's really scary, but she was only 9 years old when she did that, and I thought she did such a good job of setting up the character for me to then come in, and everyone was already in love with Amy, and I was like, thanks, cousin. Sorted.
Do you have a favorite episode of Doctor Who that she was in?
I also like the 11th hour.
Good choice.
Good choice, indeed. Thank you, New
It's such a good episode. Moffat was on fire, but he also like had that inside of him from when he was a little kid, when he was like, I want to write for Doctor Who. And so, yeah.
Cool. Hi, what's your name?
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. What do you have for us?
I was just wondering, in Doctor Who, was there an episode that was particularly more difficult to film than any others?
Sometimes it was so cold that even you guys in Minneapolis would think it was cold. Like truly, we would have to like suck on ice
That's
cubes.
a wild boast.
Yes, truly, we'd like be sucking on these ice cubes to like get rid of the steam that comes out of your mouth because when it's so cold, we'd have to spit them out before our line and then say the line and then put it back in again. So that's how cold it was. So that was challenging. I don't know what that noise is, but it's interesting. And also there was a two-parter in the first season that we did where the Hungry Earth, I had to get sucked through the earth. That really scared me. So I would choose that.
Cool. Thank you. Here's a blue one. I think it matches your hair. All right.
Oh, and also my ending. That was quite challenging emotionally because I was like, I don't want to go.
Hi, what's your name?
Urban,
Hi, Irvin. What do you have for us?
if you have 3 wishes, what will they be?
I love this question. I'm not going to ask for three more wishes. I'm going to ask for 3
4
wishes. 4. I'm going to, I don't know. This is an interesting question. Joker role. Probably. Truly, I would use one of them on that. And then the second one would be maybe like something good for the whole world. Like anyone who's starving suddenly miraculously has food. That'd be good. And then the third one would be, I don't know. But it's interesting to me.
All-female Avengers movie with Nebula in charge.
All right. I mean, why not? That'd be good, wouldn't it?
That'd work.
Yes.
Thank you. No, if you think of a third one, you throw it out anytime you like.
It's
Hi.
interesting.
Hi, what's your name?
Amy.
What do you have for us, Amy?
Yeah, so as Amy Pond, if you could have acted up opposite a doctor other than Matt Smith, which doctor would it have been?
Ooh.
I'm going to say Eccleston. The original of the comeback series. The new original, the second original. He's great. He's a fantastic actor.
See, he'll be in this room tomorrow at 12:30.
Yes.
Hey, come on up. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Torsten. I had a question. I was gonna ask. This was kind of answered a little bit in one of the last questions, but more specifically, you play so many like emotional parts in Doctor Who that just get really, really intense. And I was wondering, like, I mean, of course, the ending was really emotional, but were there other times that you felt especially really emotionally connected to the role in a way that that was different from other episodes?
Are you talking about Nebula or Amy Pond?
Amy Pond.
Oh,
Yes.
The first episode definitely felt very connected to her because I just feel like I really understood who this girl was. And the last episode, I was definitely connected to that emotionally because she was leaving and I was leaving the show in real life and I was like, I don't even need to act right now. I'm just crying because I have to go. So it was probably that moment, her final moment. Yeah, for sure.
Cool, thank you. Coming up, Mr.
Oh,
Wick.
I felt of one more moment as well, sorry. It's when Matt regenerated. I definitely felt emotionally connected there because I sort of felt like in my mind I was there to tell him that it was going to be okay. Like in real life, like subconsciously I'm like giving him the message of like, you're going to be okay after you leave this. And the character is kind of doing that for him to kind of ease him out, which I thought was really nice.
Hello, John Wick. What do you have for us?
John Wick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So AGBO Films Superhero Fantasy Football League, you got paired up with Ryan Reynolds, and you seem to have a whole ton of fun kind of going back and forth there with him. Do you think it would be fun to possibly work with him in the future in the MCU?
I would definitely love to, because he's so funny. He's absolutely hilarious. What a brilliant comedic performer. Yeah, I could see Nebula and Deadpool having a really weird spin-off movie. Why not?
I think we'd all be down for that.
It'd be so random.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Rory. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I was sort of wondering, so you started off as an actor and you sort of transitioned to screenwriting and directing, and I was kind of wondering what that transition was like. Were there any like surprises, unexpected things, that sort of stuff?
It kind of felt quite natural because I've always sort of written. When I was a little kid, I used to make horror films in my house in Scotland, and I would cast my dad in the victim role. And I would murder him, and there would be tomato sauce everywhere, ketchup. Poor guy. We have a great relationship, I need you to know. It wasn't symbolic. He was just my favorite actor to cast in them. So it kind of felt natural to me to kind of transition into filmmaking and writing. Yeah, it's challenging, but it's so brilliant and stimulating, and I highly recommend it if you're thinking about it.
Cool. Thank you. Hey, come on. Hi, what's your name?
Denise. How much did you like doing your own stunts in all the movies and TV shows that you've done?
I get so terrified doing stunts, I can't even tell you. As in, like, heart pounding, like, please don't throw me off of this bridge again. And I'm always having to do them because I'm always in action roles, and I've never understood why. It just kind of turned out that way. But it's also really rewarding to get up there and do something scary, you know? But like what I love more than anything is definitely the combat fight sequences rather than the being thrown off of buildings or like being dropped from, I was dropped from a roof about this high once, free fall. And then this machine stopped me right before I hit the floor. And that was on the first Guardians movie, I think. And I was like, this is terrifying, why? It's like worse than Disneyland.
Thank you. Hi, what's your name, boss?
My name is Corey. First of all, I want to say thank you for coming to Minnesota.
Thank you for having me.
If you were in a different reality, if you were the doctor, what doctor would you want as your companion?
Oh, okay, we're flipping the script. I think I would like to have, wait, I'm choosing from all the doctors of all time?
You're the doctor. You can choose any of the doctors.
To be my companion.
Or
I mean,
the companions also, whatever.
Oh, I can choose from the companions.
If you were the doctor.
If I were I think I'd want Matt Smith.
He's a fun one, yeah.
But just to kind of ask the questions like, what's happening? And I can be like, well, and then explain it. Just flip each other's roles.
Thank you. That's a good choice. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Hi, what's your name?
Olethea.
Hi.
I want to know, not necessarily who is your favorite actor to work with, but more like the most influential.
Ooh.
Good one.
Most influential. I'm going to say Matt Smith. I keep choosing him, but he's the best actor ever. Like, truly, he's like extraordinary. And like, one wooer. It's true. Like, he's so inventive. Like, not one take is the same. It's different every single time. And he kind of encouraged me to play around, and we were just always like pushing each other's buttons and surprising each other and making each other laugh if we needed to, or making each other cry if we needed to, and it became such a good partnership. And I really took that into the rest of my career.
Thank you.
I'm
Hey,
getting
boss,
a
what's
bit
your
hot
name?
now.
They call me Logan because that's my name.
Hi, Logan.
What do you have for us, Logan?
So I don't know if you know this, but in the comics, Nebula snaps her fingers in Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes,
How did
I know.
it feel when you saw that Iron Man actually snapped his fingers? Or
I was
technically
like,
Hulk?
are you kidding me? No, it felt right. He needed a big send-off, you know? And he's, started this whole MCU, and he definitely deserved to have that level of impact and kind of finish out his story in such a dramatic, big way. Like, we owed him that. So I'm happy that he had that. Although I was like, Nebula in the comics, like, totally does this, and she should be doing this.
It could still happen.
Well, that's it. Sci-fi, you never know. I don't think it will, though.
So- Hi, what's your name?
Pierre.
What do you have for us, Pierre?
I'd like to say this is my first Comic-Con, so
Oh, welcome.
yeah, I've been at a lot of conventions.
I think
No,
this
no,
one's
no,
for
applause for a new one.
Candy.
Being a celebrity is really anxious, but questions I have is what was it like working with Josh Brolin?
Oh, amazing. He's such a cool actor. But you know, most of my scenes with him, he wasn't there. So I had Joe Russo, the director, playing Thanos. And I was like, this is trippy because you're directing me and you're Thanos. And you're wearing your normal clothes and then a stick is coming out of your head with a cardboard picture, not even that good quality, of Thanos' face. So that I looked up to the right height. And so it was kind of interesting, but like it was really cool because I feel like Joe really understood what I was going for with Nebula because he was in the scene with me and he could feel it and then he knew how to shoot it. And so it was kind of amazing. But Josh is like the best actor. I mean, truly, he's extraordinary and brilliant. And the stuff that I did do with him when he was doing motion capture, I was like so moved because he's terrifying and sincere, but he's not trying to be. He was playing it quite like, I feel like he had empathy for him and it was even more disturbing, you know?
Thank you, Pierre.
He's a Goonie.
One for the quick question and one for
Oh,
the
he's in
first
the
time.
Goonies.
You get two. All right. So-
Is he?
Hi, what's your name?
I'm
That's
Kelsey
an American
Maxfield.
classic. Hello.
So if you could go and work with any of the original Doctors, who would it be?
If I could work with any original...
Any of the original doctors.
Doctors? Ooh, do I go number one? Hartnell? Do I? Or do I go Baker? That seems to be getting a bigger response. Or do I go, I think I might go Baker and wear the scarf. Take the scarf off of him and wear it on my person.
For my own druthers, I'd pair you with Pertwee.
Would you?
Yeah, I think that would have been a good combo. Not as good
Okay.
as you and Matt.
Oh wait, but what about the one McCoy?
Oh.
Because Scottish.
But if you went with Colin Baker, you could have worn the coat.
There's just so many reasons to choose all of them.
Thank you for that. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Parker.
Hi.
Parker, what do you have for us?
First off, let me just say it's an honor to meet you in person, that is.
Thank you so much.
And I have a question. Out of all the Marvel movies you've been in, which one was your most favorite? Yeah.
I mean, Endgame, because we really got to explore all of Nebula's emotional dilemmas. And also I had two versions of the character, which was cool. And it was nice to kind of really mark the evolution of the character by her literally facing off with her former self. I mean, literally seeing what she started off as and facing the person that she had become through all of the evolutions of the character. And it was just like, wow, she's come so far. And it was cool to see.
Cool. Thank you, Parker.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Cheyenne.
What do you have for us?
Hi.
We just drove 9.5 hours with my two daughters to come see you in
9.5?
River. Yeah. So this
Thank you.
is great. And yeah, no, I just wondered if there's anybody from Doctor Who that you still talk to.
Oh, yes. Matt Smith, Arthur Darvill, Alex Kingston. I've been talking to Catherine Tate today. And Eccleston. Stephen Moffat all the time. I think that might be it. There's got to be more. But no, we're definitely all still friends. I saw Arthur and Matt in 2 separate plays the other week. So I did a double whammy.
One for you and one for each of your daughters. Thank you for making the drive out for us. Thank you. Hey, boss, what's your name?
Bryce.
What do you have for us?
Hello.
If you did not become an actor, what do you think you would be doing right now?
Maybe I'd be, could I be a filmmaker or a writer? If I can't do that either. I'm going to say a therapist. I'd make a great therapist. No, I love human behavior and studying it so much in psychology, which is why I love acting and creating characters and psychological backstories and events and what triggered her to be like that. And so I think if I could study that in real people, I would kind of love it. I think it'd be amazing.
Cool. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hi, what's your name?
Hannah.
What do you have for us, Hannah?
So obviously filming for Doctor Who and for Marvel were very different experiences. What was your favorite thing about each of them?
They were different and also they were the same because, you know, I started on Guardians of the Galaxy and I was like nervous because I'm like, this is a big Hollywood movie and I've only done TV. And then I walked on set and I was on a spaceship and I was like, oh wait, this is my territory. Like I could teach all of you something about a goddamn spaceship. And so they kind of like weren't that different, to be honest. But the characters were so different, and I loved both of them. I liked having so much time with Amy, you know, to really explore that character. But I love Nebula as well. I don't know, they're different, but the same, but not. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
So much. Follow me.
Oh, what's happening?
Come on.
This is exciting.
What's your name?
Ayla?
Ayla. Everybody say hello to Ayla.
Woo! Hi, Ayla. Oh, Ayla's coming on stage. Ayla! Hi, how are you?
Ayla, thank you.
So nice to meet you.
Yeah, so what would you like to ask?
What would you think Nebula would look like if she wasn't a cyborg?
That's a good question. I think that she would still be blue, but she'd have long, dark hair with blue streaks in it, and she'd have space freckles, which would be purple, and she would have, none of the metal bits, and she'd look really cool.
Cool. That work for you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Everybody get a round of applause for Ayla.
Thank you.
Woo. Hey, Karen.
Yeah?
Hey, my name is Patty, and I wanted to know what social media outlets could I follow you on, and do you have any upcoming projects you're allowed to share with us?
Yeah! I am so tired, and it's really affecting my behavior. I just kicked for no reason. Anyway, I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and I think that's it. I think I joined Snapchat, but I haven't done anything on it yet. So I don't know about Snapchat. Maybe don't bother with that one. And projects, I've got Jumanji. What? Oh yeah, Jumanji 2. Yeah, so that's coming out 9th of December, and it's so funny. I saw the movie, and it's even better than the last one. I'm so excited. And then also I don't know why I'm standing. I have Spies in Disguise, which is an animated film with Will Smith and Tom Holland, and that comes out, I think, Christmas Day, and that's also amazing. I've seen that movie. And what else do I have?
Busy.
There's more stuff. Oh, Call of the Wild comes out in February, which is with Harrison Ford.
Whoa!
Beyond, and that film is about a dog, and I play a woman who's kind of a bit of a drunken mess, but it's kind of fun. And then a movie, Gunpowder Milkshake, which is a female assassin movie, and we don't know when that's coming out next year, but I'm really, really excited about it, and that's with Lena Headey, and it was, really cool.
Awesome.